Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. As you can probably see from the layout of the screen, it's slightly different. And I will warn you now, this episode is a skirmish. So we are playing episode 2 of our Lancer series. And it just so happens that at the end of series episode 1, we had a job to do and we have taken that job. Now based on what Lancer is 50% skirmish game. Lancer is about 90% skirmish game, 10% role-playing game. We will probably intersperse, there'll probably be a few of these in the series. So this is our first series campaign battle. Now what we were tasked to do by Vera, who works at the... So we're using the GME, I might as well push the GME, might I? Yeah. We're using the Lancer GME, which should have been out for 2 weeks now. It is halfway through layout in my real time, which is about 3 weeks behind your time of watching this. And it should be available for purchase. And we're using that to do this. And we'll be using the NPC. So one page rules calls them AI rules. So that's basically, it's a logical a checklist that you can run through for doing the enemies goes. And you'll see that in play today. I've been using them for months actually in the members side. You could go and see them where I've been testing the flows. But we've been given a mission, and the mission is to go down to this planet, which is Moon, satellite Moon 31644. So I used a map that I got off of iCho, which is a bog standard set of maps. It's not really what it's supposed to be. We all come in through here. This is a Recon mission. Recon missions lay out like this. I still haven't got a third camera. I used to have 3 of these GoPro cameras, but one failed. It began failing to turn on. GoPro support still hasn't responded to me. I've been trying to get in touch with them for about a month, maybe longer. To send me a replacement, because I joined their special subscription. I'll do this anyway. I joined their special subscription to try and get a replacement, because you can get one for really cheap if you join their subscription. That's what the support told me. I did that and then they went quiet. I've opened up 4 cases now. No one has responded beyond the point of saying, if you join the subscription. And as soon as I say I've got the subscription, here's all my details, they go quiet. And so I've only got 2 cameras, so we're going to be flipped between them, and part of it you'll see the horrible rental colours that we've got in the background over there, so I do apologise. But I tried to block them out by other stuff and by doing a screen like a background. You can see the cameras. Look, there's the camera filming me. Infinity. I probably will have cut that. So we have the maps not quite right. I've printed out some terrain. Lancer book doesn't really talk about scale very much. This is the setup. I will try not to talk too much because it's going to be long enough as is. Anyway, so Vera gave us the job to come down for the banking corporation Cranwell Trust. They have bought the rights to this moon, which has earthquakes. So if I remember rightly, at the beginning of every turn, we roll a d6. On a 1, everyone needs to make a hull save or they go prone. Because it's constantly under flux. There are some rogue drillers who have come down to this moon and they are beginning to drill. This is the Recon mission that I just showed you. So in each one of those 4 quadrants, there is a target that we have to get to. Now I've got my youngest, who is off school because it's the school holidays, to put these things down. If you can see these things here, there are 4 of those things around the board, and underneath each one of those is a little sparkly star that we found in our crafting box. They're felt stars. 4 of them are blue, 3 of them are blue, 1 of them is gold. Gold is the real one. I don't know which of those 4 it is. Our aim is to get into the quadrant, be in that quadrant, near that, run a scan, which is a full turn action, and then we can turn it over and see whether it's the real one. If it is the real one, our victory condition is at the end of the 6th round. At the end of the 6th round, we will, if we are holding the zone, which is the true control zone, then we win. At the end of the 6th round, if we do not control the control zone, the rogue drillers win. Our only job is to basically secure the data from the real point. So as once we've got that secured, reinforcements are going to come in and blow the rogue drillers off the planet. But we need to make sure that we know where the vital area is to protect it, so as we can let the forces who are coming in know not to hit that area, because that's the area Cranwell Trust wants protected. Now, I have created 3 lists of potential enemies that we can go through. List 1 has 1 berserker, 1 sniper, which is a artillery, and they will be 4 grunts, bringing 6 activations against our 3. Viking will have 2 activation, Marquis will have 1. The second list is 1 normal ranged assault, 1 bastion defender, 4 grunts. The third one is 1 assault, 1 scout, which is a support, and 4 grunts. We will roll a d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. So we are going up against the assault, the scout, and 4 grunt defenders. I will quickly dig out the right figures for those, get the right sheets out, get the right control sheets out, and I will be back to you. Okay, so I have laid it out. We have Viking. So Viking has this white bit. Here, I'll show you. Viking has this white bit on the top, and Marquis has a red one on the top. So that's how we'll tell the difference there. We've still got other ones to paint. These are all, so all of these, everything on the board here, I have printed out on the FDM 3D printer. Some of them a while ago, these 2 a while ago, some of them just recently, more these ones recently, and all the terrain has been recently printed out. So it's all, everything on here is 3D printed. It's been projected using a piece of software produced by an Australian company called Arkenforge. It is not a VTT software, it is only for in-person projecting. Ultimately, at some point, I'm going to have to get a bigger monitor than this one, or a bigger TV, probably when we get to the Netherlands, because for Lancer, it's slightly too small. So, the enemy is deployed in the center. This is their camp. All of these is going to count as heavy cover. The small ones, so even this will be heavy cover, the blue ones. We have light trees, heavy trees. We have the small things, which are the drilling points that we are checking. They're going to count as light cover. We will run from now, and we will hopefully not take that long. I will need to cut every 28 minutes because that is the way. Let me set the timer going. I'll try and cut as much out of that first bit as possible to make room for this. So we start activations for the skirmish combats within Lancer. Go one side, just like a activation for something like one-page rules, or I think Kill Team uses this, but I haven't really played Kill Team in a very, very long time. So I think we will have, so we have all these 4 control zones. There's a control zone just over here, and there's a control zone just over there. These are probably the ones that we need to check first. So I think we will stay together. We might have, if Marquis heads over this way first, Marquis is so both these were made via CompCon. I showed you last week. Marquis is the one that we met in the bar. Marquis is going to, so Marquis has, this is a 1-shot. We know there's not a chain, so we are going to burn our core powers now. That gives us special stuff, which means that we can get +1 accuracy, and once per turn we can boost as a free action. Now Marquis has a special thing, which means that Marquis can buddy with me, and if we do buddy together, then as long as we're adjacent to each other, we get +1. We haven't really met, this is our first job together, so I will say that we do not get that this game, which is called Bonded. When you take this talent, choose another pilot, you both get +1 when you're adjacent. So we won't say we're bonded this action. Viking is going to radio over to Marquis, and he's going to instruct Marquis to go over and check this, as Viking is going to do some cover. So to start off with, we have activated core, snap, which means a special burst battery has discharged, and Marquis can do stuff that he wouldn't normally do. So he will burst as a free action. 1, 2, 3. We'll say that these walls are smashable because they're not this terrain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Smashing through the wall, and these will see him smash through. It's not difficult terrain. Then he needs to be in the quadrant and take a full turn. So if he moves 1, 2, 3, 4, he will then take a full turn action and see if that is it. Because if it is it, then that's cool. But she did say she was going to make it difficult, which means she probably put it out there. So he will now he'll move 1, 2, 3, 4. he is going to do a scan as his full turn action, finishing off his turn, scanning this and finding out if this is the real zone. Nope, it's a blue star, so this one is not the real zone. He will radio back to Viking and say to Viking, this isn't the one, Viking. Try the other one, I'll follow you up. So Viking gets 2 activations, remember, because we are a solo player and we want to bring as many over here. So now they get 1 turn. We will say that this grunt, who thinks that he hasn't got much to live, the grunt who, will use the flow. We'll use the action flow for the striker. The striker, this is a melee, no, it's a ranged striker, being an assault. So it's not engaged. So don't have to worry about that. It's melee focused. It can move and burst into range of an attacker. Now, this is in a control zone, but we know it's not the control zone we need to hold. It's one of these 3. So one of these 3 is the target, but we don't know which at the moment. So all we're going to try and do as the NPCs at the moment is kill players. So move, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we move and burst, 1, 2, 3, 4, we can do a full barrage attack against this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can we do that? No, we can't, because that's a quick action. So we can move 1, 2, 3, 4, but we can't burst here. So instead we are going to what we're going to do is we're going to shoot. If we go there, we will shoot at Marquis, and then we're going to back round to try and get into cover. So we will shoot at Marquis. This is an assault, because what our move is, move as close as needed to barrage or move and boost and skirmish the target, then move into cover if available. That is the instruction. So we then are our assault. The assault has a heavy rifle. The assault is going to try and shoot at Marquis. This assault has no negatives, but the attack is a +1. So we roll a d20, we roll a 1. What we're aiming for is to try and get higher than the evasion of Marquis, but a 1 + 1 is a 2, so it misses. But it's reliable, which means it always does 2 points of damage. So Marquis gets clipped by his assault rifle, doing 2 points of damage, taking him from 16 hit points down to 14 hit points. Maybe I'll put these character sheets up for Marquis and Viking onto the website, so you can pull them down and have a look at the characters, at the actual characters. So that is the end of the grunt's turn. We have Viking. Viking can try and take that grunt out, but the grunt is, oh no, the grunt I said was going to move into cover, so the grunt is in cover. Viking, if Viking goes 1, 2, Viking is going to burst core, getting his a free move. Viking can, so we get a +1, 1, 2, 3, 4 as a burst. This is in, sorry if you didn't see any of those moves just then. This is in a heavy cover, so we get a 2 difficulty, but Viking is going to attempt to do a quick tech attack on that and burn heat, because a grunt dies if it takes any heat whatsoever. So he has, so we burst as a free action, we get +1 to our attack, we get +2 because we have a tech attack of +2, which gives us a +3. We are going to attempt to do a quick tech attack of basically hijacking and hacking his systems, which will then generate heat within his systems if it works. And then we can maneuver this way afterwards as a move. Yes, that's right. So we get a +3, but a difficulty dice. So we roll a d20. We get an 8, +3 is an 11, -4 is a 7. I don't know if that assault has, I think it's an 8. It has an 8. So we fail to do anything to the assault. So that assault is still up, which isn't good. Then we go 1, 2, we could come into cover. No, 3, 4 as our second go, because we're going to try and head over here and scan this one. That is Viking. So Viking, they've split up. You'll get to see during this how tactically poor I am at stuff. Now, our support flow should go last to allow it to support things. So what we'll have is we'll have the proper full assault is going to go. It will follow the same thing. Viking is out in the open here. If it can go, no, it can't barrage, because a barrage means it's micro missiles which flows down a line. So it might go 1, 2. It could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can shoot from there. It will shoot from there and then move into cover over here. So it is going to shoot at Viking from there. Nothing, just a +1. It gets a 16, +1 is a 17, so it hits. It automatically does 6 points of damage because it is an NPC and that's what NPCs do. So Viking, in the problem with inertia, takes 6 hit points, taking it down, Viking down to 6 hit points. It will then go 1, 2, 3 and go into cover because then it can start maneuvering over this way to start attacking over here. It has gone. We didn't roll a d6 for the start of the turn. 3, that's okay, didn't roll a 1. We are now on Viking's second activation to make all things fair. Viking is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. With that boost, that's in the quadrant, and we actually say PC, while inside a control zone, PCs, which is the whole of the quadrant, PCs may take a full action to determine whether it's a true control zone. That, to me, you know, narratively doesn't seem close enough. So that was the free burst, then another one, then a move 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will do a full scan to have this, and that means we've still got, no, a full scan uses up both of those. So with free burst, moved, full scan, to see if this is the real control zone. It is. Oh, cool. Okay, right. So this is the control zone. So we're in the control zone. So we are going to have to, we're going to call Marquis over to the control zone here, but that is Viking's full turn. These lot all now know that this is the area that they need to be protecting. The scout, which is a support, will run through its flow. 1. Is there a target with a negative condition within range, either with a move or without a move? You can, no, nothing. So targets for the support are allies. So what it's actually going to do is it's going to use orbital strike. The scout chooses a space on the ground within line of sight and range 20. All characters know that it has been chosen. The scout calls in an orbital bombardment that hits at the end of the next round, so the end of round 2, creating a burst 2 explosion. Characters in the affected area must make agility saves. On fails, they take 12 energy damage and are knocked prone. On a pass, they take half damage and remain standing. So, within line of sight and 20, there. So we know that it has called in an attack for that point there. That is used. It has a recharge of 5. It will then, so that's a full action. It is then going to move to here, and then it's going to do its quick action to create a false shield, which is going to make everything in burst 3, a cloak that will make everything, that will affect everything in burst 3. I could put down a burst 3 template, but I don't really have it, so we'll just have to remember that it is immobile and these things are invisible, and we will use, what will we use to say that they're immobile? We're going to use this to try and remind us that it is immobile. So it has full actioned, it has moved, it can't quick action, can it? Because it's full action. So it has full actioned, bombardment, it has moved, it has ended its turn. We have ended round 1, round 2, we roll a d6. A 3, nope, so there's no earthquakes, there's gentle tremors on the ground. We pick up everyone's activations. So at the end of this turn, that orbital bombards. So Viking is going to take this action, or Marquis is going to shoot at this grunt to try and get the grunt out. And I think at the end of this round we'll roll to see if we'll bring reinforcements in. Marquis is going to shoot at that, and then Marquis is going to try legging it across the field to get back over here and start defending this quadrant. And these are all now going to start manoeuvring into this quadrant, as we now know this is the target. They need to occupy it. So Marquis is going to try and shoot this thing here. It's in cover. He could run in and try and hack it. Maybe he's going to do that. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He runs in. He is going to use his power sword. He will discharge his power sword. He has a +1 because he activated his core. He is going to do... he could barrage, which means that he could do an attack with his power sword, and then he could attempt to shoot at the support who's within range. And he could also shoot the grunt if it fails the attack. So basically we have scanned this area. Marquis scanned this area over here. He knows that this area isn't what he needs. He knows he has to move over that way. He makes a snap decision, pivots, digs into the ground, charges forward, disengaging his sword from the back of his mech. The sword clicks into position, and in both hands he comes into the grunt and arcs into the grunt, trying to hack away at the grunt. He gets a +1 because of the hyperfuel injection. So that was a move, and he is single skirmished. So he's going to attempt to barrage, which means he can do 2 attacks. So he's going to do a melee attack, and then he's going to attempt to do a shoot with his assault rifle. He gets a +1 to this, which is a 7. A 7 is not enough to hit the assault, I'm pretty sure. No, it needs an 8. He will then... so he's engaged with it, which means it's difficult to shoot it. He can't do... So he gets I think he gets a -1, so a minus difficulty to shoot it. So he's going to attempt to shoot it because he's got an assault rifle. So shooting it, reliable 2, it's definitely going down anyway. So he gets that and that. He also gets +1 still because of the accuracy. So he gets a 17, -2 is a 15, +1 is a 16. He does at least 2 points of damage because it's reliable, but we'll roll it anyway because he might get more. He does 2 points of damage. So the armor on the assault is 1, which means that he takes 1 point of damage. So he charges in, he goes to hack, the grunt moves to the side, but as he moves to the side, he disengages his assault rifle from his arm, pushes it into the grunt's torso, discharges, the battery blows, and this grunt goes down. So that was a move, and then he has done a full barrage. He can have his free boost, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and he moves into cover around here. And that is Marquis, who has gone. They now get to go. We will have the scout would go last, so we have the assault. The assault is going to, so the assault, if the assault moves in next to the scout, then he gets a +1 because the scout has, while adjacent to the scout, allied characters gain +1 accuracy on all attack rolls. So the assault is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is then going to do a barrage, well, a full attack at Viking. So he gets +2 to this dice roll. Doing a 12. A 12 definitely hits Viking, which does another 6 points of damage on Viking. Viking always goes down. Every one of my test fights, Viking goes down 6 points of damage, putting Viking on a 0. Does Viking have any of those systems that would help Viking? And the answer is no. So Viking goes to 0 hit points, which means his structure goes down to 3, and he resets down to 12 hit points. He has to roll 1d6 because he's lost structure. He got a 1, which is not great. I did manage to get some sort of DM screen. So a structure damage on a 1 is a direct hit. Depends on your remaining structure. We have 3+ structure, so we are stunned until the end of our next turn. So the shot is terrifically well accurate. It hits Viking. Viking is become stunned. Stunned means that his mech can do nothing at all, basically. He can disengage and get out, but the mech is overloaded, its systems are overloaded, and it's powering down to attempt to restart its engines. So he moved, he attacked, and he got his +1 coordination, so he has gone. Vikings go. Viking is stunned, so Viking cannot act, but he does get a second activation. We are then on the support. The support script means that he is, if I can find it, we are down to, so we will attempt to reset that. 3 is no, it needs a 5. So our scout, the support, can make things invisible. So he might do that because that will protect both of them. And if we bring in something else, it will. So he is going to do a quick action. So he will move, stay where he is. Can he see? He can see Marquis. So he might make a, first off, he's going to make things invisible. So he and the assault become invisible. And then I can tell you how that works once we need to tell you how that works. That is a full action. That is a quick action, sorry. So he still has a quick action, so he can attack, and he can't move because he's immobile. So from this, we would say all the way down, can you take an offensive action against an enemy while still staying in a position to assist your allies' targets? Yes, he can. He can take an attack on, try and mark Marquis. He gets a +2. He gets a -2 for cover. So he gets 2 of these, 1 of these, +2. He gets a 13, -2, which is in 11, which hits, which means that Marquis becomes marked. And this attack means that Marquis is marked and he is shredded and he cannot hide or become invisible. Shredded means that he has no resistance or armor, but he doesn't anyway, but he is marked. And that is the end of the support's turn. We now have Viking second go. Viking second go. Viking needs to shift himself outside of a burst 2 of that, otherwise he is getting attacked. So he needs to move out. Let's attack this thing because we're still in the quadrant, so we're still protecting the quadrant. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to here, which is out of the burst range of this thing. We are then going to attempt to full burst against this thing here, and then we will hold our position. And that's where scouts will bring in the reinforcements of the 3 berserker, the 3 assault grunts at the end of this turn. So Viking is chattering to Marquis and telling Marquis to get his ass over to here. We need to protect this area. This is the target before the forces come in. We will then do a full burst, which Viking has smart weapons because Viking is mainly a hacker. So Viking has a heavy hunter-killer nexus and 2 light nexuses. So Viking might as well do all 3 at once. Oh no, yeah. What else could we do? We could try marking it. No, we're just going to do the lot. So doing the lot, Viking has +3 for tech attack. It's not really in cover, but it is invisible. So we will do them one at a time because it's a 50-50 whether it gets hit. So first off, we have the main hunter-killer. The main hunter-killer with a +3 is an 18, so it hits. 1 to 3, it misses. 4, it does not miss. So the hunter-killer, which is a burst of nanites, come out. This is shimmering in and out of existence because this is invisible, as they both are, which streams along and it hits it and it does 1d6 worth of damage to it. It does 1 point of damage, so it doesn't really do anything because it's got 1 point of armor. We then fire the light nexus. It does a 5 plus 3 is an 8. I think an 8 does hit. The 8 hits the assault. 1 to 3, 1 to 3. But they get confused because of the invisibility. They stream off into the distance. Next one, we get an 18 plus 3 is a over 20, so that hits. And so as long as we get this, we get a crit. 1, no, it misses again. So the nanites go streaming off again into the distance, unable to be able to lock on to him coming in and out of visibility. We then have a free burst that we could do, but I don't think we can use that free burst reasonably. So we will then end our turn there. It's the end of turn 2, moving to turn 3. Behind Viking, the area around here explodes. 1, 2. Was that a burst 2? Yeah, explodes here, detonating, taking up buildings and everything, rubble and everything goes everywhere. Is there anything like that happens? Because some of these, when they do that, then you have to put down terrain rubble. Scout chooses space, characters affected area, fall prone. Any or foul take 11 energy damage and knocked prone. On a pass, they take half damage and remain standing. Nope, so that's all okay. So now we're beginning of round 3. We'll clear up. We will bring 3 grunt assaults in at the far end. We are now facing 5 versus 3 activations, which isn't great. We could have brought in less than that, but it's round 3 and we only need to be in round 6, and they are not in this, so they're going to start swarming into this area here. We are done. The scout is still immobilized and the cloaking field is still there until the end of this turn, because it's until the end of their next turn. So we have activations first on our side. We want to Marquis might try. What can Marquis do? Marquis could, because Marquis got anything. Actually, Viking has an ordnance weapon, has a heavy howitzer with a blast 2 with a range of 20. That Viking is going to go first, and Viking is going to use his howitzer, and he's going to try and take out all 3 of these at the same time. It has got a blast 2, so I think that means we attack each of those 3. If we do any damage to them whatsoever, they basically die. So we might be able to take all 3 of those out with this. So he cannot move yet. So he fires off this because it is ordnance. So beginning of action, he is going to blast his loading, inaccurate and arcing across to them. He gets a +1 because of his core, but he gets inaccurate means it's 1 difficulty dice. So we will attack his blast 2, which I think means that we roll against each of them. 1, 2, 3. This one first on the far side here. This one first. 15 minus 2 plus 1 is a 14, which is a hit. It does 2d6 explosive damage, which means the minimum it can do is 2. It has 1 armor, which means it will take 1 hit point, which means it has to blow up. Then the next one is a 2 minus 3 plus 1 is a fail. It doesn't hit. And the last one is a 9. 10 minus 3 is a 7. A 7 misses it. So those 2 stay up. So that was his. He did that. Well, if he barraged, he could also do a smart attack against this thing here. So that would be the first as a quick action, and the second quick action being a barrage. He is going to attempt to take out. Actually, what he could do, he could skirmish and quick tech attack. So he's done a skirmish, which was firing that. He then can quick tech attack, but that's within sensors, which is 10, so it's too far away for that. We can't do that to it. We could mark it. No, it doesn't help. We are going to Nexus attack the assault here. Let's see if we can get this thing down. So this is All right, so attacking against that assault, we get +3 against the assault with the heavy nexus, and that's about it really. Which gives us an 18, which hits it, a 1 to 3. 4, it hits it. We do a d6 damage. Come on, we want a 6. A 5 is all right. -1 is a 4. That assault takes 4 hit points. Putting it down to 11 hit points. It's still quite meaty, that assault. All right, that is the end of Viking first activation in round 3. We then have them. The assault, if the assault stays there, the assault gets +1. Viking is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, Viking is in barrage. It is going to follow its programming. It is not going to move at all because it doesn't have to. And it is going to take advantage of its +1. It's going to full barrage, which means it will do its heavy assault and its micro missile attack on Viking. First off, the heavy assault rifle, which is a d6 +2 because it's standing next to the assault, which is an 11. An 11 will hit Viking. Viking takes 6 points of damage because Viking's evasion is 10. Viking goes down to 6 hit points. It is then going to attempt to micro missile barrage, which means that Viking needs to make a hull save. Viking has a hull of 0, so he needs to roll 10s to make a save. 1 is a fail. Viking then takes 6 kinetic damage as a whole stream of missiles pile down the line into Viking, which puts Viking on 12 hit points and his structure goes down to 2. Is there anything that Viking can do to stop this from happening? I think the answer to that is no, Pete, there isn't. Which means that Viking has to make 2 more of these. We get a 2 is the lowest number. Structural damage, rolled a 2. System trauma, parts of your mech are torn off and damaged, roll a d6. 1 to 3, all weapons on one mount are go. 4, 5, 6, your one system is destroyed. So 1 to 3, it's, oh, that's round 3. 6 is a system. We are going to say that Viking's flight system is down because we haven't used it anyway. So Viking's flight system goes out. The assault's missile barrage comes peltering down. Viking is looking in a bad way. The assault stays where he is because he's still invisible until the end of this geezer's turn. We have Marquis. Marquis can see that Viking is getting a caning. Marquis could try and charge in and hack up the assault, and so Marquis is going to what can he do? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he'd need to burst. Then he could move. He could burst into here, which gives him 2 attacks technically against both of them. So he's going to go move 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he's going to burst in to here. He's going to do a sword attack against the support, and he is going to then attempt to shoot the assault depending on how the sword attack goes. So he's gone 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. He has +1 because of the his hyperspec injection, and that's it. He is still locked on, which gives us a 17 against the, so this was the sword against the support. 1 to 3, 1, okay, it goes through mid-air as the support ducks out the way because he's invisible. He then will attempt to shoot. What's the support's hit points on? Support's hit points he's got 8 hit points. He could really, and no armor. He could have killed it with the sword as well. He is going to try and he could shoot the, where's Marquis? If he fires his missile rack at dead shot at the support, so it's a heavy mount, sword done, then he's going to flex mount and attempt to fire the missile rack. He's going to fire all missile racks where the support was standing, which gives him 2 shots. He's right in its face. So we'll give him -1 dice, but he gets a +1. So we get this and this. So we get a 2, -2, +1 is a 1. So the first missiles miss. We get a natural 20, but sadly it doesn't count as a crit because we get +1, so it's 4, so that's a 16, so that hits. 2, but sadly the missiles also miss because of his invisibility. The missile rack is done. Right, that was Marquis. Although what it means is these two are now engaged with Marquis. They aren't grappled, but they are engaged, so they're at -1 to do any sort of shooting, which is what Marquis just had. All right, so now we have had that. Now we'll use one of the grunts over here. The grunt over here is going to go, so it can come down and attempt to shoot at Marquis. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't need to come that far, does it? It can stay where it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, it will stay where it is. It's going to shoot and it's going to missile at Marquis. So first off, it's going to try and shoot Marquis. It doesn't get any minuses for him being in cover, and then it will attempt to run this way and get into the cover. So what it's got to do is it's got to try and get into this zone, which is what the script says for it to do. But it will try and shoot Marquis first before it will then. So it'll single shot and then it will move and boost to try and come down into this zone, because then we fail. So single shot. 8 + 1 is 9. I don't think 9 hits Marquis. No, Marquis is an evasion of 8, so a 9 hits, which is 6 points of damage on Marquis. Marquis goes down to 8 hit points. It will then move 1, 2, 3, 4, boost 1, 2, 3, 4, as it attempts to come around and move into that quadrant to mess us up, so as we can't win. We then have, so that's that. We then have Viking can go on his second activation. Viking is going to try and take these. I mean, these are all going to mess each other up. It would be good for Viking to help that, but instead he's going to take that out this scout. 1, 2, 3, 4. He is going to lock it. He is then going to attempt to do a tech attack against it, because he can then generate heat and kill it. So a tech attack against it, so it's locked. He consumes this. He will get +3 to this. So he gets 9 + 3 is 12, +3 is 15. That beats its E defense of 8. He basically hacks into the system. He begins to overload the systems, throwing all sorts of images up in front of the pilot. The system begins to try and fight against that, generating heat within the system. So I can't remember what it's, overload. I think it's called an overload, or it's an infiltration. That will automatically generate 1 heat. Because Viking is a hacker, he generates an extra heat, generating 2 heat, and a grunt goes down if any heat is generated into it. So he goes down. It would have been better to have attacked the one without, who hadn't activated yet, but it wasn't in range. So what did he move? He moved, he locked, then he did the assault on it. So that basically means he does have a boost left, but he really wants to stay near here, and so that is where he's going to end his turn. We will have the other assault. It is now going to come in and try and shoot up Viking. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It can target him, but if it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, it can then come back 4. So, because it would have to shoot via this and thus get negatives. 1, 2, 3. He'll try and shoot at Viking. He gets a +1, no negatives. 15, that's a 16. That definitely hits Viking. Viking is probably going to go down now, because Viking is going to take 6 points. Oh no, Viking goes to 6 hit points. He's still on 2 structure. So Viking goes down to 6 hit points. It will then do a move into, so what its Flo says is move and burst towards sticking to engagement rules and then prepare a quick attack. Oh, okay. So he actually would want to get into this sector here. And I think at the end of its turn, it is going to try and close. It could close in 1, 2, 3, 4 because it wants to get in here. If it moves in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is now in the quadrant, which means that we are no longer winning. Right, and then it ends its turn. We finally have the support. The support is the end of its next turn, so it'll be the end of this turn. So the support is still there. I think the support has already got that fella marked. It can't really do anything, so it's going to roll to try and recharge the cloaking field. No, and the orbital strike. Nope. All characters of the scouts charge within the so on a failure they immediately lose hidden invisibility and can't regain notes. Nope, that's already marked. We can't do any of those. He is going to. He can't recharge his invisible because that's happened. He hasn't got anything else that he can do here. He's just trying to keep things invisible. And so he is going to, he can't do anything else. I think he's going to attempt to grapple Marquis and keep Marquis where he is. So that means he and Marquis make a hull save check, which he isn't great at because he's only small with a -2 hull. And so Marquis, on the other hand, has a +2. So Marquis is blue, he is greens. Marquis is blue, he is green. Marquis gets a 22. So he attempts to grapple Marquis to keep Marquis in check here. He fails, and so Marquis isn't marked in, but he will stay where, does he stay where he is or will he move into cover? I think because this is going to end, if he moves away, Marquis gets a hit on him. So he attempted to grapple, he's going to attempt to move away, which Marquis is going to try and get a hit on him as soon as he attempts to move away. Using up Marquis is reaction for this turn. So Marquis gets a +1, giving him a 10. I think a 10 does not hit his evasion. His evasion is a 12. He ducks out, goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and ducks it, moves into cover over here. He's going to attempt to move into this section here ultimately, and that is the end of that geezer's turn, which is it for round 3. Round 4. Does the earthquake go off? No. We don't have any more, so the invisibility goes. He is no longer immobilized. Maybe he couldn't have moved because he was immobilized, because it does say he is until the end of his next. Well, I think he couldn't have moved actually because he was immobilized. Now I come to think of it. All right, now we're on round 4. See, these go a long time. It's probably going to be an hour, over an hour, based on cutting things out and other stuff. So let's try and get a good angle on this one here. Right, we have our turn. I think we want to go out first. His reaction is back. Right, we have Marquis is going to try and Viking is going to try and get rid of that grunt. So Viking is first going to come over to here. No, if he does a lock and a tech assault, that goes. And I know we've got these to muck around with, but that still means this area is protected and he can start moving over to here to start doing attacks against this thing. So he is going to lock this thing as a tech attack. Then he's going to do his, try and overload its heat. He's got a +3, consuming this. 6 +1 is a 7, +3 is a 10. It definitely doesn't have a 10, which means he automatically hacks into it, overloads its heat, does all that sort of shenanigans, and he melts it. It comes to slag, it is out. And I assure you, unless I'm wrong about how that stuff works, that's how that stuff works. He has then, so he's got his full action, he's got 2, right, left, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he will stay there. He can't do, because he's already done skirmish, so he can't use that. What he basically has got, he's got a free boost. He could boost in and try and hack these up, but that still means that then this zone isn't being protected. We would just need to try and chip back by then. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 is then closing into it. He hasn't got a threat range anyway. Marquis is a distance, so he'll stay where he is because all of his attacks have distance to them. Right, that is Viking, sorry. Viking has gone. Now we have one of these ones. So the assault would go first. The assault is in with him. If the assault tries to move out of range so he can do a shot, which is what he's supposed to do. So part of his move is to move out. He's going to want to come over near this thing here, this way. So he is going to attempt to disengage from... oh, actually, I think he's supposed to just disengage. Let me check his flow. Is the target engaged and you are melee focused? No. Is the target engaged and you... So, target being... and you are ranged focused. Disengage and move to range attack distance from the target. Right. So he is going... So this is the target because it's the closest. So he is going to disengage and then... which is a full turn and then try and move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which then comes into this zone. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he is now contesting the control zone. But he is disengaged, so Marquis doesn't get an attack on him and he's then moved. Marquis. Marquis might try and hack up this thing and then try and do a difficult shot on this thing which has got cover behind here. So Marquis is going to try and hack this thing up. It could have attacked him because of that, but he's going to try and, which I should have done really. Marquis is going to try and hack this thing up, which is a... It's not invisible anymore, so he gets a +1 to this. It's only a +1. No, yes. Which is a natural 20, +1 is a 21. So it definitely hits. We get, he's done the sword, so, because I did say hack up, so he gets 2d6 +1. So we get to roll 4d6 because it was a crit and pick the highest 2 dice. So our highest 2 dice is 2 6s. So we do 13 points of damage on the scout. The scout has 8 hit points. We basically, Marquis takes the sword, jams it into the top of the scout and rotates. There's a crack and the scout collapses into parts at Marquis's feet. Yeah, I think that's it. So the scout goes down. We might actually, I wasn't too sure, but Viking can still get killed, I suppose. That is the end. Oh no, that is the end of no, Marquis will then attempt to shoot the scout using his heavy rifle. He gets a 20, d20 +1 -6. So he definitely misses. So he shoots, the building takes a round, a high velocity round. All bits of the floors come out, but the assault, who could actually hunker down, has got hunker down and will do that now. Let's get rid of the scout. The assault is clear. That is now the end of his turn. We now have Viking. Viking has his final activation. Viking will try and do something with these weapons that he has on board. He is going to maneuver as back as he can. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still within range. He is going to attempt to... he could lock. He could attempt to do heat, but if he boils down the heat of this assault needs to take... can take 8 heat before he then goes down. But he is on 11 hit points, and so we might attempt to do some damage to it instead. So we will fire off the heavy Nexus, which is +3 to this, which is a 14, which hits it, doing a d6 damage, doing 4 points of damage because it's armor, taking the assault to 7 hit points as nanites stream in and start to pull chunks off of the assault. Actually, it could, instead of taking those 4 hit points, the assault might hunker down, which gains resistance, which means he only takes 2 of that, but it does mean that he has used his reaction for the round. He then is going to attempt to fire off the flex mount, which is the 2 lights. So the first light hits, and the second light 9, 10, 11, 12 hits. The first one does 1d3 damage, 1 point of damage, which does nothing, and the second one does 1 point of damage, which does nothing. So both of those streams come in and then knitting away, but the armor on the assault is too much and they don't do anything. That is Viking's second activation. We then, so Viking's second activation, we then have round 5. Do the earthquakes go off? Nope, it's on a 1 on the d6. So we will have the Marquis is going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Marquis will mark it, and then Marquis is going to, because he likes his sword, does Marquis, he seems to be actually quite good at the sword. He's then going to do a sword attack, which is a +1, consuming this, +1. That's 5, +1 is a 6. A 6 won't hit it, so he did a move. He could then boost into, no, because then he's going to get his, oh yeah, he was going to try that. He is then going to attempt to boost 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. He is going to get a reaction of using his knife, because he does have a knife, which means he will consume this lock. He gets a +1, and he gets to do this. Yes, he gets a 19. That was a 19 plus the 6 +1, which gives him a 27. No, 26. That's he hits with a 26. He does 4 kinetic damage against Marquis, putting Marquis down to 4 hit points. But Marquis is in the zone. That is Marquis's turn done. Marquis's turn. Now we've got the assault. So the assault has used that. The assault wants to stay in this zone because as long as he's in this zone, it is contested. So he might go 1, 2, 3, 4, boost 1, 2, 3, 4, because then he's in cover. But at this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, he is going to shoot at Viking, because Viking is the one who is fizzing and the Viking is the one who's about to blow up. Only on 2 structure and 6 hit points. So he attempts to shoot Viking. Viking getting a +1 on the attack. Getting a 14, definitely hitting Viking. Definitely doing 6 points of damage to Viking. Viking takes 6 points of damage, going down to a 12, going down to 1 structure. Rolling 3 of these, taking the lowest, which is a 1. He has a 1 with 1 structure damage. So 1. Okay. He has 1 structure left, which means the mech is destroyed. So he hits the power core of Viking. Viking goes up. We go down. All right. So now we are just Marquis versus the assault. Marquis needs to take the assault out, and that was it. And it goes then 1, 2, 3, 4. Marquis needs to take the assault out at the end of this next turn, because we are now on the final turn. Otherwise, we lose. And I thought we were about to win. So, all right. So we have Marquis. This assault is on 9 hit points. Marquis needs to do as much damage as he can. Marquis has his primary rifle and he has his heavy melee stuff. So he can 1, 2, 3, 4. He can move in and then he can attempt to do everything. But he can't break up that barrage. He can't break up a full attack barrage. So he will move up 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to attempt to do a. He can mark him first to try and give himself an advantage on it, because he only gets a +1 to this roll. Can he do? Oh, okay. I know what he's going to do. He is going to use his once per from his Everest frame, once per scene, i.e. mission, he can do a free action, and so his free action in, he's going to mark him. As a free action, he does a lock. He then is going to consume that lock and attempt to hack it with a sword, which gives him 1 plus the 5, which gives him a 16, and the 16 hits the assault. The assault is going to consume its reaction to hunker down, which means he gets resistance against this attack, which gives us a 9 minus 1, which is a 4, which is a 4. So he takes 4 points of damage. We can't. I don't think we can beat him. Which takes 4 points of damage, which puts him down to 5 hit points. The only way we can beat him is if we shoot him with the rifle, and then we do 6 points of damage, consuming 1, which does 5. Otherwise, they have kept us out of this area just about at the last point in the last round. And then as they come in, we can't protect this area. They get to probably sabotage this area, which means that the N Corporation is not that best pleased with us. And whatever happens next in our story, we're going to have to try and make up for this. That's where Marquis is now going to attempt to do a rifle shot at him. He does not get that plus, so he's got a -1 because of this. He gets a 9 minus 2 plus 1, which is an 8. An 8 might hit the assault. An 8 hits the assault. He hits the assault. We then roll a d6. If we roll anything apart from a 6, it survives. A 4, no, it survives. Okay, so we do 3 points of damage on it. It then goes down to 2 hit points. Infeasibly, we could give Marquis a second activation, because we did say we had 2 activations, but that was supposed to be for Viking as our main player, not for Marquis. So I don't feel right about giving Marquis an extra activation, because then we could kill it. We definitely would kill it with the second round. It's on 2 hit points. But it is now going to, on 2 hit points, attempt to kill Marquis. It is going to do a full barrage, which means it's going to attack with its combat knife, and then it's going to attack with its heavy assault rifle. Its combat knife, it gets a +1 to this, just to give it fairness. 15 hitting, doing 4 points of damage on Marquis, taking Marquis down to 16. 3, we roll one of these. A 4 means that he has system trauma. And one thing, so his missiles get hacked off. His missile flax gets hacked off, and then he's going to do a knife attack. You can't kill it. You can't kill him. A natural 1, and so the knife attack fails. The assault goes. We then have jump pods as various different Crownwell Trust operatives land and attempt to clear stuff out, as this thing is able to initiate a self-destruct on this section here, causing Crownwell Trust to spend a huge amount of money to try and get this back up and running, and not being best pleased with us whatsoever. And that is our first skirmish combat. We will then deal, because otherwise this is going to be too long, we'll deal with the ramifications of losing that next game. But we also, on the benefit, we go up a license level for every one of the missions that we complete or fail. We go up a license level, so we go up a license level, and then we will deal with the failure. So we will do some role playing, talking to Vera about the failure, then being disappointed. We will get a series of missions to do next time to find out, and then we will do a chain of things. So probably if there's a chain of battles, it is going to be interspersed with actual other things, so as we can have a chain of skirmishes. Otherwise, there's just going to be like a 5-hour session, which is stupid. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed playing it. I do enjoy playing Lancer, even though it takes heaps long. It's a nice little skirmish game. If you'd like to grab hold of the GME, you can grab hold of the NPC flow sheets that I was using to control the enemy. And then you can have those to assist you in your play, and there's all the other bits like from last session. Thank you. If you're not a subscriber, do please consider subscribing. If you are subscribed, I really do appreciate your subscription. Thank you so much to Adventures Guild for your support, and hopefully you enjoyed that and it wasn't too long for you. And I will see you next time. Have fun.